So looking at the flipbook, I'm thinking this looks good, but there's a couple of adjustments that I still want to make, and let's get to it. I'm gonna close this, and the first thing that I want to do is expand the area of emission. So I'm gonna go back to frame 1, and let's go here to, I'm gonna hide everything else, or let's go to the source and just make sure that we hide everything else. And what I'm thinking is here on the area, let's see what geometry we have here. When we go to frame 12 or something, okay, we have this. I'm going to expand a bit. All we need to do is here on the attribute transfer, we can expand this to 0.2. Okay, I think this is 0.21. Okay, and the other thing I want to do is, besides using Iron Man as a source, I also want the tip of the thunderbolts to act as sources. I think that's gonna give us an interesting correspondence or continuity between the smoke effect on Iron Man and the smoke coming from the part of the thunderbolt that's actually closer to Iron Man's surface. So what we can do is, I'm gonna do an object merge, but let's go to our thunderbolts. Let me hit escape, go back to frame 1, and here on thunderbolt main, what I want to grab is just the main thunderbolt. So just this surface. We don't need the secondary rays. It's just too small. They wouldn't really contribute a lot. So this will be an interesting effect. Let's add here a null, and I'll say out thunder main end, and we just want the end, so we can put a blast here and say on this blast that we just want to, so we're going to affect the points. We're going to use the curve view attribute. Remember, there was this curve view attribute along the spline that we're actually displacing, so we're going to use that. So curve u lower than 0.1. Delete none selected. Let's see. So I think, yeah, this is the part that we're mostly interested in. And we'll do the same thing for the head. Control C, go to the Thunderbolt head. And here, after that displacement, display surface, you can put it here. It's fine. And we'll do the same thing, just changing the name to Thunder Head End. Going back to frame 1, going up. I'm gonna hide everything, otherwise it keeps trying to update. And just coming back here to the smoke source. Now this object merge is going to be get thunder main end, and we'll grab that from the thunderbolt. So thunderbolt main end, and we'll create a copy. I'm just going to change main to head, and we'll select the same thing on the head. Let's go to a frame where we know we have both here. Let's merge these. So we have 2 of them, and we can grab pretty much everything we have here. So I'm just gonna grab from the pyro source to the end, just gonna alt click and drag so that we can create a copy of this. And here on the smoke source thunder, I'll switch the other one to smoke source Iron Man. And this is going to give us also add some smoke to our simulation. We want this to add a lot less. So going up, going to the smoke sim, the way we're going to be adding this, escape so it doesn't calculate. The way we're going to be adding this is, right now we have this volume source, which is referring to out smoke source Iron Man. we're gonna create a smoke source, another volume source. And this one is gonna be volume source thunder, volume source Iron Man, and this I'm gonna point it to our smoke source thunder. Next, we'll merge both of these. Also in here, don't forget to initialize smoke. And on the density, I'm just gonna make sure that the density value is scaled to 0.1, so it doesn't contribute as much as the rest. And I think we're all set. Everything else should be okay. Here on the smoke render, I'm just gonna make sure to save this on another folder. And next, I'm just gonna hit save to disk, wait for it to finish, and I'll come back with the flipbook. So here is the final results with everything turned on. The smoke is kind of overwhelming for now, but it gives us a good idea of how the simulation is developing. And now that we've finished with the VFX, next week we'll move on to actually shading, lighting, and rendering this so that we can create a nice comp for this and have an amazing VFX shot.